Hello to our viewers across Australia, New Zealand and the world. I'm Philip Duncan from weatherwatch.co.nz with your Australia forecast for the weekend and the outlook for next week. And spring storms are definitely impacting Australia at the moment. We've got one here at the moment, another one building next week, and we've got a weak low out here around Western Australia. We'll cover all of those systems. We kick off with this one though. This is the main feature at the moment in the southeastern side of Australia, sending downpours as far north as Queensland. And as this low moves out to sea over the next sort of 24 hours or so, moves further out into the Tasman, it's going to deepen and send a colder southerly into the eastern side here, and also deliver more rain and a temperature drop, clearly. So let's try and make sense of what's on the way. Here is the rainfall map for the next 24 hours, showing the heaviest falls around Melbourne and up in towards the mountains and ranges, around about 45, 50 millimetres coming over the next 24 hours. And down around Tasmania, the bulk of the rain more around the southern sides, because as that low moves out to sea, the winds are going to turn from being southeasterly to more of a southerly, and that will drive in wetter weather around places like Hobart, while out here to the west, things are starting to dry out as high pressure begins to expand. So here on Saturday, there's the storm deepening further just off the coast of Tasmania. You can see the winds coming in, they're southeasterlies, but they will turn more southerly, and around here in Melbourne, Torquay, you've got those southerly winds coming through. Further up around Sydney, also windy conditions, really very windy due to that low deepening offshore. So gale force winds, severe gales possible in this corner here. The low on the other side, much weaker, just a few showers in the very southern part, just south of Perth. So windy weather is the main feature for Saturday around the southeastern corner, with the worst winds just here offshore, with the storm parked where the winds are lightest. So the windiest weather is just here, where it's gusting maybe 80, 90 kilometres an hour, and gale force winds in the gusts at least all the way up to about Sydney. So it's a blustery Saturday afternoon in that part of Australia. Temperature wise, now take a look at this. This is the departure from normal. What we mean by that is, what's the temperature normally been on this date, this time of the year, over the last few decades? And so you can clearly see the cold change coming in behind that southerly, with that southerly behind that low. And on the other side, the warmer winds coming in, which are lifting temperatures up. So below average, the key is just behind me there, 4 to 8 degrees below average in that dark blue, whereas the red is 4 to 8 degrees above average. And that area there in the darker colour, over 8 degrees above normal. So you can clearly see it's cooler than average on Saturday around the eastern half of Australia, except for around the Queensland coastline, and then warmer than average over here. But compare Saturday with Sunday. The cold, it retreats over here in the east, while the heat expands. Places like Kalgoorlie will be, several degrees, maybe more than 8 degrees above average as we go through Sunday. So this is why on Sunday there are warmer breezes coming down here out of the interior, out from Alice Springs. That's the reason why temperatures are lifting up all the way out towards Western Australia. And temperatures on the eastern side not too bad now, because the stormy system that was dredging up the southerlies moves out towards New Zealand and falls apart on Sunday. Westerly winds come back to Tasmania, and we'll see a bit of a southwest breeze continuing between Melbourne and Sydney, but it won't be as windy as it was on Saturday. As we go through to Monday, we've got the next change coming in on the western side. You can see there's a bit of a nor'wester forming. That will start to lift temperatures up for some of you as well. Places like Albany, or do you say it Albany? Albany, or we say Albany in New Zealand, I think. Over on the eastern side, showers in Melbourne, and there's a colder change coming in Hobart on Monday. You've got a southerly. Sorry, it's basically cut off the screen, but cold southerlies coming through there. So temperatures drop in Tasmania on Monday, and a few showers up around Rockhampton. Now Tuesday's where it gets more interesting in Western Australia, because here comes the second storm that we're talking about. Low air pressure in here as that system comes through, and the windy westerlies push quite a long way inland. Meanwhile, high pressure out around Tasmania means pretty settled there, maybe a little bit cool first thing in the morning, and a mild nor'wester and a windy one coming in for Adelaide. Closer view of this storm in Western Australia on Monday, 978 hectopascals. That's very deep for this far north. So that's why we're seeing severe weather risks going all the way up, maybe north of Geraldton as well, and obviously pouring with rain in Perth. This blue circle you see here is a sign of colder air coming through. That's caught up in that southerly change. It's a westerly here on Monday, but it'll turn colder as you get to about Tuesday night. And as we get to Wednesday, you can see westerly winds blowing through, colder down here, curving up and around, and there's the cold front moving through, getting closer to Cooper Pedy. And Adelaide's got those big, strong northerly winds coming through, so you've got a windy few days coming up, and all those winds start to expand back out towards Sydney. So very typical spring weather coming in across Australia at the moment. So that's the forecast right through until Wednesday of next week. And that's all from me. We will see you again on Monday. Our next video will be a global one. We'll be taking a look at global weather extremes. I have to say, heads up for those who are watching all around the world, our next video on Monday we'll be talking about how the northern hemisphere is about to turn very stormy. It hasn't been very stormy for the last couple of months, despite the typhoons and hurricanes. What we're about to see now is a bit of a game changer across Europe and North America and parts of Asia. So look forward to that video on Monday. It'll be quite a detailed one. Have a great weekend. We'll see you then.